sometimes we say things on the show, right? And those things mostly are proven to be what I like to call fact in a matter of time. Sometimes we say things, and when I say we, sometimes you, because the internet jumped, because you're the big name. They say, Booker, what? Booker doesn't know what he's saying. He didn't know what he's talking about, right? You've seen these comments, right?
You never know what I'm talking about.
According to them, you never know what you're talking about. But you've seen these comments. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. So whenever I see something that you say that proves to be true, and we can now check as fact, I like to make sure that everybody knows about it. Right. Now, Book, I have one question for you. What did you say about Mount Everest?
The brothers, we try to stay away from Mount Everest.
And who do you say likes to climb Mount Everest?
Most white folks.
Okay. So this was an opinion of Booker T's up until today. When I pull up the internet and I read the most recent story in the wrestling news circles, so I'm bringing it back to wrestling, and here it is. I'm going to share it to everybody right now. Darby Allin plans to climb Mount Everest next year. So now it is no longer opinion. It is fact.
Brad said that, guys. I did. Okay.
I said it.
Okay. I wouldn't get no heat or nothing. But no, man, that's a fact, man. It's just a fact. I mean, it's thrill seekers, jumping out of airplanes, to be bungee jumping, stuff like that. The craziest one is the guy who want to, hang out with the grizzly bears. And they ate his ass up.
Was he a member of my tribe?
No, he was some, I don't know. What is my tribe? I did again. He made it.
I mean, like, is he a white folk?
He's white guy. Yeah.
That's what I meant. Is he part of the tribe?
That's what I'm saying. Ain't no brother's gonna be hanging out with bears, grizzly bears that can eat you. They broke in the house, ate them, and the thing is, he's filming it. He want to document it. What the hell is wrong with your people, man? So I'm like,
we don't have enough time in the show, Book.
But like I say, man, have you seen that extreme biking?
That is the one. You know what's funny? As I don't know if you remember this. It was years ago. We were somewhere and it was on television.
Yeah.
And we were watching it. And you said, only your kind of people, Brad.
You don't see no brothers.
Not one.
Brothers don't even come to just hang out and watch.
Not one, man.
Because one thing, it's normally somewhere where it's real hot. that and the brothers don't go together. Why do you think we left Africa? It's hot in the bush. It's hot.
Time out. Let's get off the subject. Now I'm uncomfortable. That's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. But hey, Book, what did you do
about Everest? Though I can tell you that
it's nothing about Everest. Well, like I know that there's a whole movie about people who climb Everest and they died.
Most of them, most of the guys that in that movie died. One guy got back. He willed himself to get back because he was thinking about his wife. You know what I mean? He willed himself to get back. He lost, maybe like most of his toes, all of his fingers, a piece of his nose. You know what I mean? But he got back. But that right there, man, that's a crazy kind of love, a fascination. I don't even know what you want to call it, to want to do something like that where you're putting yourself at risk to die or lose limbs. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? Make me understand it if you can.
Yeah, I cannot. I'm not a thrill seeker like that. I'll go to the bit most you'll get me on is a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll do that, but I'm not bungee jumping. I'm not spelunking. Anything that sounds like that, I'm not into. Hang gliding.
I thought about bungee jumping a couple of times, man, when they first came out with it, until I saw a couple of people die. One guy bounced off the ground and went all the way back up and hit the thing up at the top. Needless to say, he died.
That's not funny. I mean, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's something like that that makes you go, yeah, I'm all right. But what do you think of, would you skydive?
No.
I don't think I would
mean,
either, but
I just have no thrill to want to do something like that.
I would say I see the
I could
appeal
put
of
the
skydiving.
I could put the VR on and get the same feel, the same thrill, the same excitement.
Now I did the parasailing thing one time where they have you by the wire and you're like 100 feet up in the air and they're dragging you by the boat.
Yeah.
That was all right. That wasn't so much thrilling.
What if that cord just snap?
I thought about that.
What do you do?
Why? Hopefully it would slowly. I'd glide down. Hopefully with my little gimmick.
It's a strong wind out there, and next thing you know, you somewhere out over the Pacific.
I mean, I wouldn't like that.
Oh, we're in the Gulf. Yeah, the Gulf. Yeah.
I was in the Atlantic at the time.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't have liked it. I wouldn't have liked it. But I see that one was fun. The only thing that tripped me out about that is the guy was like, "Hey, don't lean back, in your harness, because then you'll slip through." And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem like it's very harnessed to me. I don't feel secure in that at all. What do you mean don't lean back? And I can't lean forward either. So you should have seen me up there. I was like,
should I lean?
I was straight as a board.
Oh my God, man. You're people, man. You're people. But, no, man, I have no desire to want to do anything like that, man. I don't know. Just not in my nature. Just not in my nature. Not in this life, anyway.
Well, you know what? We'll see. Because remember, President Bush, 41, like every 10 years he would skydive. So he was 90.
He's a military guy, though, right?
He was a military guy. Yeah.
Military guys, that's something that, that's regular for them. You know what I mean? They want to get out of the army. They still want to have that thrill of what it was like, hanging out with the boys. It's like the wrestlers, you know what I mean? You want to, go back and see what it's like in the locker room sometimes. So I get that. Yeah, I get it.
Now, your wife, the Queen, the Hall of Famer, chimed in and said parasailing is super fun.
Well, so, I mean, right there, we've been together almost 30 years, and I don't remember the last time she went parasailing.
Calling her out.
I don't know what the hell she talking about.
You about to get a text message here during the break.
Unless she been somewhere without me. Okay. Maybe we need to talk about this. So yeah, okay. Maybe. All right. Since you telling secrets, because I don't remember going on no parasailing trips.
Right? At all. Right? Maybe you were working. Maybe
Maybe I was. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you might want to just be careful with them text messages, or them chat tweets, whatever you call them. We got
chat tweets. No one in the history of the internet's ever called them chat tweets.
Sounds like stick around. You get Hall of Fame with chat tweets in a minute.